Hello everyone, I wanted to make a small video to show you how you can make the Seder for your kids very exciting. Today we're in a generation of visual generation, and to keep the kids alert and awakened and interested, we have to make it almost as a movie. And anyway, as Jewish people, when we tell a story, we have to make it alive, and especially for Magid, which is really telling the story and try to relive as we went out. So I have prepared a few things for you to maybe buy. I know it's 24 hours, a bit more than before Pesach, but you can still run to the store and you can still prepare some stuff or take some of the stuff and have ideas. So first thing you can use is, as you play Pharaoh, whenever you play a part that speaks about the Egyptians, you can put your Pharaoh hat, get speaking about the Avadim, slaves, and get a few shaking thing on someone who volunteers to be the slave. That's the first thing, the first outfit. Second outfit is to play Jewish slave in Egypt. And I recommend usually you go into the room. There's two things you can use. You can use ropes or you can use chains. And you tie it around your hands and you tie it around your legs also. And you walk like that in the room. But what do you take with you? You prepare a brick before Yom Tov or before Shabbos. You have to designate it that you're going to use it during the time. And you prepare a brick. That's a small brick, but you can use a big brick. I mean, for a small child, you can give that. But I sometimes take a huge rock or a huge brick, and I pass it around the table, and they understand, they feel the weight of carrying this with the chains or the rope around their hands, and that makes it exciting. And to feel a bit the abdus, the slavery. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, as you tell the story, you can prepare a bunch of color pictures to make it exciting. So, if you want, you can borrow from me, make copies, whatever you want. But you have a series of copies. Say, yes, we were in Egypt and we were slaves. Some Haggadahs have these pictures and say that the Pharaoh was killing all the Jewish babies, bathing in their blood. And then Hashem came and did the 10 Makkos. And you can have one nice picture for each Makkah. You have Dam. And the cool thing you can do for Dam is you can take, what's it called? You can take the cup of water and then another cup, like a kos with grape juice, and pour the water, or you can have cherry juice, make it more red, and you pour the cup of water into the cup of cherry that is not transparent, and then they say that, and for the Jews there was water, and for the Egyptians you pour the other cup into the transparent cup, and you see now it's blood. So that's one way to make Dam exciting. Then you have Sephardea. Sephardea, a very cool thing you can have is you prepare a bunch of frogs in your pocket on the side, and you throw it around the table, this way it goes everywhere, in the food, in the soup, in the matzah, whatever, and that's a lot of fun because it's that's what happened with the frogs. They were everywhere. Not for the Jews, obviously, but then you can have things with kinim. And then you have the wild animals. So wild animals, it's fun. You can prepare a bunch of wild animals, make around the table. You can throw them, and you can buy almost anywhere, and that can be fun for the kids to see the wild animals and be a little bit scared and realize really what happened. Then you have, well, not another plague. Then the balls of fire. Well, this technique you can throw a few ice cubes around the table, but never done it myself. For the lotus, you can buy a few of those. They're pretty big actually, or smaller, and buy a lot and then throw them all around, or put it around prepare a salad and put it around salad, and so that the kids understand that they were eating all the green stuff, all the food. Then you have kosher, and that's Makat Bechoros, and that's the Korban Pesach, and that's the okay. So all those pictures, you show them as you tell the story, pictures like that. If you don't have a Gada with pictures, and then you go, and they went out of Egypt, and they went into the desert, and there was a cloud to direct them. And then what happened? That's during the night, and then it was Kriyas Yam Suf. So Kriyas Yam Suf, you can do something very fun and exciting. You can prepare a table. I made it a little bit, original. So this is the table. You can buy a few artifacts. Here you have Moshe, who is with the. Oops, that fell. You have Moshe with the stick, and the crossing of the Yam Suf. Put some blues on there, and there's the Jews with some animals, and then you have all the Egyptians coming from Egypt with Pharaoh on his horse, and some pyramid in the back, and this can make it fun. So anyway, when the kids see that, makes it more alive, more fun. Then you can continue a little bit with some more pictures and Kriyas Yam Suf, and then you show them. So that's actually pretty cool. Right, that the story says that they crossed Yam Suf and then they drowned in the sea. So what can you show? If you don't have it, I can send it to you. It's pretty cool. We have actually proof. There are two opinions where Kriyas Yam Suf happened. One is did it happen there on the first part, and then on the second. Then on the second branch of the Yam Suf. But we have pictures, satellite pictures of where it actually happened, and real pictures. And when they went in that place, to check if there were artifacts in the Yam Suf, if there were pieces of remnant, and they found actually a lot of stuff. And here you have one of the golden chariot wheels, which fits perfect to the original golden wheels of the Egyptians, like they have in museum. This is this one. I don't have it in color here, but this is where they went out, according to what we have seen, and the beach where they all gathered, a few 3 millions, and they escaped. Also, there's a great book called Ele Masse, not advertising, but there it shows you a picture of Egypt, and here where they crossed. In this opinion it was like that, some opinion they crossed like that, but here you can show on the map, so the kids understand they came from Egypt and then they crossed like that. You can have also posters in your dining room where you're doing, so you have posters of I don't know where I put everything, but you can have posters of the Kriyas Yam Suf, for example, in big Egyptian. I bought I don't have it here. I bought shower curtains with the Egyptian stuff on it, and then some with Israel on it, because it's very cheap. It's like $15-20. Then we're going to say Bechol Dor Vado, that in every generation Hashem saves us. I mean, we go in exile, and evil people try to kill us, and Hashem saves us in every generation. So here you can make a list of a few things that, look, we had Migdal Babel, and then Temple Beis Rishon got destroyed. Then you had Pras, which was the Persian Empire, with Purim. And then there was the second Beis Hamikdash got rebuilt, and then you had the Vivanim, and then the story of Hanukkah, and then the second Beis Hamikdash got destroyed. Then you have Migdal Edom with the Romans. Then later, in each time we were saved, and then you had the Crusades. Now we're in Edom, we're still waiting. We had the Crusade, you had the Spanish Inquisition, you had Auschwitz, and eventually we'll have the third temple. So all those pictures can enable the kids to see the whole big pictures. When they see the big pictures and realize what happened, it makes it exciting for them. Two things I wanted to show. A nice thing is to have a map like that where you show where Israel is. It's right so small that we can barely see it, and how that this is where happened, that the Jews needs to go back there, that Hashem took us out of Egypt to go in Israel and to be a light into the nations. Not only that, you can make a picture. Okay, this is a little bit Kabbalistic, so you don't have to do it like that, but basically this represents the bottom part of the body, right, and then the head. So being in Egypt, now that's the Seder plate with all the 6 different things, and here's the 15 steps. The goal is to leave Egypt, which is to leave the body and go into the head, to have the head lead. The 3 matzos are represented here. They correspond to the head, and the 6 midos, 7 midos with Malchus, which is a plate, are here to help us work on our midos and go out of Egypt, go out of the physical, and enter into Israel, the spiritual, the mind. Because the Jewish people are supposed to be the head, the light into the nation, and lead to help the body. So everything here represents something like that, and the goal obviously is to end up in Israel with the third temple, B'mehera b'yameinu. So I hope you enjoyed, and I forgot to mention there's an interesting Haggadah that we have here, which is the Passover Haggadah graphic novel for kids who love, maybe not during the Seder, I don't know how practical it is, but it's like literally one of those comic books. It's very interactive, so for kids who have a really hard time focusing on the Seder, you can give them that, and it's great pictures. Okay, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you have an amazing, exciting Seder. It can make it exciting for you also, because then you're an actor, and we Jews, we like to act all the time. So enjoy your Seder, Chag Sameach, and may your kids have the best Seder ever. Chag Sameach.